Woof.
Okay, so here we go. New DevBlog out today, August 10th, 2023, where Wargaming is going to be telling us about their 8th anniversary. Oh, this is going to be cool to see what they're doing. Airship Escort and random battles. Okay, I'm a little dubious about this. I know they've talked about this in the past, but I'm a little dubious about that. Bounty hunt improvements and a whole lot more. So let's get started and see what they're talking about. They're starting off with the 8th anniversary. So they're telling us get ready to set sail into a sea of celebrations because update 12.8 will get the grand 8th birthday party. Let's make that a tad bigger on the screen. Players can expect a variety of activities and rewards, including the ability to receive several rewards at once in the same battle with similar mechanics to those seen in the previous New Year's celebration in update 11.11. Rewards will await players in the form of battle performance bonuses for achieving certain combat results on all their ships. Starting from Tier 5, the distribution of rewards has changed, as players will now earn festive tokens. So festive tokens make their return, much like we had them, I believe, for the Christmas stuff, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. So let's see what you get. Tier 5 to 7 ships get you 30 festive tokens. Tier 8 to 9 gets you 75. Tier 10 gets you 200. Super ships get you 300. And reward for completing the free battle pass. The free battle pass track. Now notice keywords. The free battle pass track is 1,250 festive tokens. Now, maybe we'll see when we come further down the list, but I'm wondering if you won't get more tokens because I'm reading this cold. This is the first time I've read through this. I've seen the title and that's it. So it'll be interesting to see if you do the upgraded battle pass, if you get some more festive tokens. So let's see. So here's your rewards. You can get the Bayard, which is a pretty cool French light cruiser that spews a metric crap ton of HE for 6,250 festive tokens. For 3,125 festive tokens, you can get a 50% discount coupons for Tier 8 doubloon ships, which is not bad. You can get a permanent DeLorean camouflage for the Zeiten. That looks kind of cool. I'm not, I can't say anything bad about how that looks. That looks not bad. And how much is that? That's 1,250 festive tokens. Up to 7 on a retro wave containers for 500 festive tokens each. I have no clue what those are. Hopefully they'll tell us. Up to 80 super containers. So you can get the first 30 super containers for 200 festive tokens each, and you can get the last 50 for 400 each. So the price goes up after that first 30. What else is other rewards that are available for festive tokens? Common, special, and rare economic bonus containers and packs of signals. Yes, please. I especially need those on my alternate account. The list of Tier 8 ships that can be obtained with your 50% discount coupon. You have Siliwangi, which is not bad. Z35, meh. Binyang, which is not bad. Ochakov, which is okay. Loyang, which is excellent. Hampshire, which is okay. Le Terrible, which is fantastic. Tiger 59, eh. Wichita is very good. The Gascon, or the Gascan as we call it, it's fine. Irian, which is a very good light cruiser. Saipan, which is a good carrier, but even though I haven't really played it much, it's got a bit of a high skill floor. You got to know a little more about what you're doing to really play it well. Vanguard, which is a good British battleship. Pyotr Bagration, which kind of is the sister ship of the Ochakov, another decent cruiser. The Kid, U.S. gunboat destroyer, which is fantastic, and the Rochester, which is also not bad. If I remember right, Rochester is basically a Baltimore, I believe, that has no radar, and you get smoke in its place. So that's kind of what that is. If you already have Bayard, you get 100% discount coupon for a Tier 8 ship from the above-mentioned list. Does me no good. I already have all of these ships, so I won't be worrying too much about that. So there's your camo for your Zeton. So it looks nice. Aha, on a Retro Wave container content. There's your container. Let's see what's in these bad boys. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, and I see Aerospace stopping by. Holy cow, let's put our chat box up there. Why, yes, I'm from the Bronx. How could you tell there, Aerospace? So Retro Wave container content. 5% chance for a permanent bonus package for Tier 8. That's okay. A 45% chance for a permanent bonus package for either Tier 5, 6, or 7 ships. Okay. So you got a 50% chance of getting a permanent bonus. Then you have a 50% chance to receive one of the following rewards, which is, let's see, you've got some permanent camouflages for Sign Up, Interact, and Mayhan. 6th game anniversary permanent camos for Leon, York, Zara, Akatsuki, Shores, Gajimata. Congratulatory permanent camos for Kiev, New Orleans, Charles Martel, Z23, Monarch. Legend of the Oceans permanent camouflage for Anhalt. So basically, as I'm seeing this, these Retro Wave containers, yeah, you got basically a 50% chance to get a permanent bonus package and 50% to get a permanent camo of some type. If you already have all of these, you'll get 10,000 coal. That's not a bad deal. That is not a bad deal. Let's see what else they have in store. This year, we want to renew our approach to the event and update the rewards as well as the ways in which you can earn them. In the past, it was completely tied to the number of Tier 10 ships players had in port. However, as the game progressed, more opportunities to obtain Tier 10 ships appeared. Therefore, we decided to shift the focus towards a different reward distribution and different tiers. Now, besides the super containers, players will be able to obtain Bayard or another Tier 8 ship if you already have the Bayard, rare economic bonuses, a new container with economic packages and festive camos. We've kind of already gone over this. This is just a summary of that, as well as a special coupon for the armory. Now, even those who don't have an entire fleet of Tier 10 ships can still get the most valuable rewards. That's not so bad. I can't really complain. Can't really complain about that at all. As part of the celebration, a commemorative flag, a patch, and 3 commanders with unique voiceovers will be added to the game. Also, the designer's table port has been decorated for the occasion. So what kind of commanders? I see a German commander, I see a United States commander, and I can't tell, is this Pan-Asian? It's hard to tell. I mean, the colors look right for that, so I'm not sure if that's Pan-Asian, Pan-American, what that is. So, but anyway, 3 commanders. Maybe they'll tell us when we get further down. Here is your designer's table that's been redesigned, which is very cool. Look at all this stuff. This is pretty neat looking, man. Art department. Yes, big 07 to the art department. They slay it always. Wow, basketball goal, all kinds of good stuff. A video game in the corner. Geez, lots of stuff. And World of Warships 8th Anniversary, we're also bringing the Tier 9 European battleship Karl the 14th Johan and its permanent camouflage to the game. And I recall seeing this thing. Isn't this the battleship that's got It's got ridiculous torpedoes on it from what I remember seeing. Does it have 20 km torpedoes or 15 km? Or it's something crazy. So we'll see. Okay, here's the thing that causes me a little bit of concern. Airship Escort and Random Battles. It will become available as one of the possible game modes in Random. Since Airship Escort had 2 previous iterations as a separate battle type, the new game mode should be familiar to many players. Now, we'll read over this and then I'll give some of my thoughts on it, which are partly original, but partly derived from watching other opinions, both positive and negative, on it. As I haven't really played this mode much, if any. So it will have the following changes and improvements. The route has been changed on several of the maps. You can read what these are: Hotspot, Islands of Ice, Sea of Fortunes, Shard, Shatter, Trident, Warrior's Path, and Estuary. What else do we have? Spawn points have been changed for Hotspot, Islands of Ice, and Shards. Added a personal indicator to show that your ship is in the airship's zone and the airship's current speed. That's a good touch. That is a good touch right there. The indicator will also show the number of allied ships that are present in the zone. Very good. Information is great. Information is great. Keep adding, Wargaming, keep adding good information to the UIs or what the displays, whatever. It's always appreciated. I would hazard a guess that 90+% of players will appreciate that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like most players will appreciate that. Rewards for accelerating and slowing down the airship will become a part of the common economy of random battles. Okay. So Airship Escort was well received by our community. Well, yes, it was actually, from the best I can tell, again, not having a lot of experience playing it, best I can tell, it was a pretty fun alternative mode. However, there's concerns over its implementation into random battles, and yes, that's what I want to talk about. We have heard the community feedback and will actively monitor the introduction of Airship Escort into random battles. If necessary, we will be able to reduce the frequency of the Airship Escort game mode, as well as reduce the number of maps in which this mode can appear. Our goal is to add variety to random battles without adding long queue times for an additional game mode. And we will reevaluate this over time as we actively curate. Now, I appreciate that they're going to monitor this, but my biggest concern, as I've heard a few others echoed, and again, having not played it, I might be off on a little bit of a wrong tangent. I think the game mode is great, from best I can tell. Looks like it would be very fun. It's just something, I generally don't play a lot of stuff outside of randoms, a little bit of co-op, and I might play some brawls or something like that, or one of the other modes occasionally. But this one I never did get around to playing. I'm not sure if I played it at all. If I did, it was once or twice. But the concern was that certain ships aren't nearly as suited to this battle type as other ships are. And a lot of the players that I saw various feedback from that liked this mode liked it because it's a little more conducive to brawling, and players that liked brawling, that liked their GKs and their Schlieffens and all this stuff, they liked this mode. So there were some other ships that just didn't do that well in this mode. And so that's the concern, that you're going out into a random with a particular ship you want to play, and you could get this mode, and perhaps you're just not going to have a good time whenever this mode pops up and you're in the wrong ship. So that's the biggest concern. The fact that maybe they're going to look and limit it so it doesn't come around very often, well, that would be nice. But and I also get that you can't just say, well, we'll just make it another separately selectable game type, like like co-op and randoms and operations and all, because it every time you add an additional game mode, then it waters down the number of available players in all of the queues, because it spreads the players out thinner across the queues. But there are other things that could possibly be done to help with that. So, and Naughty Adler, I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's going to be limited to certain tiers. It's only certain maps, so it might be. But I tend to agree that I don't think this is a great addition to random battles. We'll see. Maybe it'll turn out better than I think if they can tweak the type a little bit somehow to help out. Maybe, but that's the biggest, based on all the information I've gathered from watching some others play and review it. That's the things that I see, is it's a little more fun for a certain kind of play style than it is others, and it's that will have a difference on how your team plays. And if you got players that have never played it, like myself, they've pretty much not played it at all, you're coming in there the first time, or it's something you don't care about, that may end up hurting some teams by having a player that's not really into it. So I don't know. I'm just not thrilled about having this shoved into random battles. Maybe there's got to be a way. To do something different, and I don't know what that is. Maybe you have one of your game modes that's a rotating thing, like for a month or a patch, it's operations. For another patch, it's random battles. For another patch, it's something else. You have 2 or 3 or 4 different modes that rotate, but you only put them in one slot. There's options. I'm not saying that's perfect or is the end all be all, but hey, don't know what kind of testing's been done on this. We can certainly ask Whitecoat if he's around, and I believe he is, so we can certainly ask him if that's been in the test mode. As far as being in randoms, but we'll see. I don't want to spend too much time harping on that. That's just some basic thoughts, my initial thoughts of it, but those could change once that hits live. But as usual, we're getting it. Doesn't matter if you want it or not. So, learn to love it or learn to deal with it. That's your choices, because it's coming. Bounty hunt improvements. So we're going to get a bounty hunt event. The event itself is not in the plan for update 12.8 nor the next couple of updates. So no, we're not going to get one due to other incoming events. Players will now be able to accept or reject the role of a bounty in port. Additionally, visual improvements about allied bounty ships were added. 4 new achievements. Win and survive 5 battles as a bounty ship. Destroy 4 enemy ships in a single battle as a bounty ship. So a mini Kraken as a bounty ship. Destroy an enemy bounty ship while being a bounty ship yourself. Hey. Receive 1 million potential damage. Be in the top 3 of your team by base XP. Allied bounty ships must survive the battle. Oh. And then you have a seek and destroy achievement that they've changed the conditions for. It gets unlocked if the player destroys an enemy bounty ship while the player is not a bounty ship. Okay, interesting. We'll see then when we get our next bounty hunt and that comes up. All right, next is signals. Starting with 12.8, players will be able to auto buy signals individually in the equipment window of the port. The auto buy is turned off by default, but can be simply switched on. Once player runs out of signals, they will be able to replenish them using credits, which is, it's okay if that's the way you want to do things. More options are good options. Additional content. So we have U.S. Naval Institute flag, which is that one. We have In the Name of Progress flag. I guess that's the red one. We have the Rookie patch. Okay. Towards the Universe patch. Not sure which one that would be. Maybe the one with the lady here? Don't know. In the Name of Progress patch, which is maybe the one that looks like the atom. Not sure. That's what these two are anyway. And what's the last one? Oh, and you know what? I just solved my own question. Since this red flag is In the Name of Progress flag, that's the In the Name of Progress patch. So this is definitely the Towards the Universe patch. So I was correct, even though I was guessing, and I shouldn't have had to guess. And then lastly, you got this Meritorious Service patch. What else do we have here? Commanders. How do you pronounce this? Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan, with unique voiceovers inspired by Chinese literature, Romance of Three Kingdoms. You have the Mengchong flag, the Louchuan flag, and the Three Kingdoms patch. Okay. Mengchong was similar parameters to A Gear, but a unique appearance. So this is one of these things where they're taking a boat from one nation and making it over, in this case, for the Pan-Asian nation. So that's the Mengchong. And here's your Louchuan, which is like the Lion, which would be the Tier 9 Lion. Okay. So taking the British ship, turning it into that. That's pretty cool. Retrofuturism themed commanders. Man, there's a lot in this. Retrofuturism themed commanders. Mikhail Orlov, Anton Grant. I'm guessing the British guy's Anton Grant. The Russian guy's Mikhail Orlov, and of course the robot-looking dude is GM22D. So there you go. Scarlet Thunder, which visually resembles Duncan, has different parameters and unique permanent camouflage. So we're saying that we're releasing that in this patch, and it looks like it has a futuristic camouflage. Very interesting. Next is permanent camouflages for Delny and Prussian. And again, that's this futuristic thing that looks like it's got the little kind of like rocket engines or something on the side here. And I don't know, batteries or solar panels or who knows what. But yeah, not a huge fan of the one for Scarlet Thunder, but the ones here for Delny and Prussian are a little better. These are not too bad. So not bad. And that's, wow, that's finally it, folks. That is finally it. So, quick recap. New futuristic camos for some ships. Retrofuturism captains. We've got some new Pan-Asian ships that are basically made, are basically copies of the British battleship Lion and the German cruiser Aegir. We got commanders and flags for that. We got new flags and patches. Automatic signal purchase coming. We got improvements to bounty hunts. We have Airship Escort that's going to be starting in random battles, which we have some reservations about, but we'll just have to see because it's happening. The Karl the 14th Johan is going to be live. So that one is being released. You have an updated designers table if you want to use that in your port. We have some other new commanders here that are going to be added to the game. What else do we have? We have these retro or on a retro wave containers that contain either a permanent bonus package or a permanent camo. And let's see. We lastly have the 8th anniversary event where you're going to earn festive tokens from your ships. Depending on the tier, you'll earn more tokens, and then You can use those tokens to buy stuff that is off of the rewards list, which can be anything from a tier 8 ship up to camouflage, these retro wave containers, and super containers. So there you go. That's what we have. That is it. That is that's the August 10th dev blog for World of Warships. Finally, we're done. So now let's fall out of here and see if we can't go and actually play World of Warships. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.